you've been doing this for a long time. You've seen Austin grow up.
Right.
It has the comedy scene when you came here in the 90s and kind of when I moved here, there was a little bit of it, but it was, we were in kind of the doldrums.
Yeah, except that I remember at that time I came here was like Howard Kramer,
Yes.
Laura House, Chip Pope.
Well, there were still great people working. It just like people weren't coming out in the way that they are now.
How about during the boom, like in the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
Was it crazy then?
I think so, yeah. That's when like Bill Hicks was doing his thing, his rants.
I love that Bill. I love Bill
too.
Hicks. I miss him every day.
Yeah.
Why do you really think someone's sincere when they say something sincere, yet they make sure to cover both cameras? I miss him every day.
Yeah, that was the golden age of Boston comedy in a way.
For those people who don't remember, like us, because you're not as old as me. I mean, let's not. I once did a roast for Dave Foley, the great Dave Foley.
Yes.
He was turning 50 years old, and my favorite line I said to him was, "Dave, you're 50. I've got socks older than 50, because things have not gone well for me." But there was a comedy boom. A lot of people don't even know there was a big comedy boom in the 80s, which was really the residual of the late 70s comedy boom with Letterman, Richard Lewis, and all these different people. I always forget names. But then by the mid-80s, there were clubs all over the country, and it got very homogenized comedy.
Right.
But I started
right
in the boom.
You made it through.
I survived, if that's what you want to call it. I can still fill half of a 200-seater with 6 months of promotion and tweeting.
Andy Kindler is starting out. Who are you hanging out with? Who are the comics that you're...
when I started hanging out with... I started out with Mr. Judd Apatow.
And this is in New York, right?
No, I was born and raised in New York, but then I went to college upstate New York. I just want to throw it in. I'm very well educated. I have a Bachelor of Arts. Eat your heart out. And then at Phoenix University, they didn't even have it back then. And I drove cross country, and I started in '84 on my own. I was in a duo, but in '86 I went on my own, and it was like Judd Apatow, Paul Feig, who then went on to create Freaks and Geeks, Dave Allen Gruber of the Naked Trucker fame.
Yes.
The Higgins boys in Gruber. They used to be called Don't Quit Your Day Job. That was Dave Higgins, who's an actor, went on to Ellen and other things, and Steve Higgins, who's now he's the sidekick on Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
And then,
of course. Yeah.
And then a bunch of other people like Diane Nichols. I always forget names, but tons and tons of people that were great comedians. I started out with.
And that was in
and the following hacks: Eddie Sightgagman. Judy, too much a prop. Okay. Oh, okay. So, all right. So I did start, and it was an exciting time back then. It's still an exciting. I actually think comedy is better now than it has ever been.
Really?
I really do, because I started this alternative. Not started it, but I had an alternative show in Montreal at the festival in the late '90s, mid '90s, and you couldn't find anybody.
Right.
Now I think there's so many different types of comics.
It's scary. It makes me feel like we're going to go back down again.
Yeah, it's peaking. And it's all going to be sketches from here on out.
Yeah.